Hello, Tenno. Welcome back to Warframe TOG. This is a stream where we're going to go through Warframe from the very beginning, and we are going to go through everything from the point of view of the beginner or possibly the experienced Warframe person who runs into issues because they are not as fast as somebody else. They don't have the reflexes. They can't spot things on the screen. They may be older, like me. I'm in my mid 60s. I have arthritis in all my fingers. So some missions where I'm doing a lot of stuff for a very long time can be very painful. And I'm going to be showing you how to get around all that when we run into the issues. Now, we're in Act 3. Act 1 was everything up to, but not including the second dream. Act 2 was the second dream in New War. So Act 3 contains spoilers for all of that. So if you've not played the second dream or the New War, you will probably want to go back and look at my earlier streams instead. Because this one will spoil some of that for you. We are doing today, we are going to do Railjack. Now, before we do that, I need to do a little bit of maintenance.
The system needs you. Will you begin another mission?
In our foundry, we have, we have 3 keys that I'm not going to claim. I have a forma that's being built. I have a new weapon, Hate. Okay. I have a new weapon, Soma. I have Trinity ready to claim, and I'm going to claim that right now, the 3 pieces of Trinity, because we need to start building Trinity. That's our very first thing today. We don't have enough credits. We are short on credits. We need 15,000 credits in order to start building Trinity. So we'll get those during our missions. I want to get that done before like 6 o'clock tonight so that we have it. Well, I'm not streaming tomorrow evening. I'll be streaming tomorrow afternoon. So maybe, let's see what we got here. I'm going to exit. We need 15,000 credits. Do we have any alerts that give us credits? No, we don't. I could spend 5 minutes doing a Gabby run, and I think I will do that. So we're going to go to Gabby. That's our favorite place to get money when we need it.
You must provide cover for a lone Tenno operative. Set
Whoop.
off the alarms and keep the infested busy. The infested are releasing toxic spores into the area. The emergency life support I am delivering is your only chance for survival.
Always grab the I-10 stars. Okay, so we have a Volt. Now, something that I keep forgetting to teach, okay, if you are sped up from Volt, you can do the following. Oh, I can't do it right now because I'm not sped up by Volt, but I'll be sped up by Volt soon enough. Or maybe I won't be. But if I get sped up by Volt again, I'm going to try and do something. Let's see. Let's practice it right now. If I go backwards, control. Nope, that's not it. Backwards, right click, and there we go. Okay. I have to do a backwards, right flip, control, space. In order to, there we go. Right. Oh, didn't do it. Okay. So backwards, right. I can't even control it. Okay. So much for that. There is a way to backflip. If you can do it reliably, do a backflip in the game, you can turn off Volt's speed. buff on you. And I'm going to have to practice that because that's not a maneuver I'm used to doing.
Will buy you more time.
But it's one I want to get used to doing. Because I haven't even turned on my iron. I'll practice that on my main, and if I ever get good enough to reliably teach it, I will tell you about it. The problem is it's such a hard thing to do because you're coordinating 4 different things at once. Okay. And so if you haven't practiced it, it's going to be a difficult thing to do. And the people who are most likely to need to do it are the people who are going to have the most trouble. Okay. If you're fast enough on average, I wanted to go, I think, oh, I know where I wanted to go. I wanted to go up this way.
Additional life support has arrived.
Ah, I want to go this way. This is the way I want to be. Oh, we scanned another series thing. That is courtesy of our Helios. And see, even without bolts speeding me up, I get caught in things like that all the time.
Another life support capsule is now available.
This looks like the exit area, which is good because we're about to head out to exit.
Made their first discovery. Keep up the good work. When you need it, extraction is ready.
Kind of quiet over here.
I've delivered another life support capsule. Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenna.
All right. So, you notice we have no daily standing because last night we maxed out our daily standing. I believe we even maxed out our operator focus that we could do. Yes. So we're not going to get any standing or focus for anything we do until 8 o'clock tonight Eastern. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to do a quest. Okay. Now, we have all the parts for Trinity. Okay, so we are going to start building Trinity. That's going to cost us 25,000. And boom. We have Trinity in the queue. That will take us 3 days. Before the end of this weekend,
Operator, has been interfacing with the Foundry's AI presets.
which includes Monday, because I'll be streaming tomorrow during the day, but not in the evening. I will be streaming Monday, potentially as much as all day. We want to have several more Warframes and weapons in the queue, and I have a list of things for us to focus on. Because we are Mastery Rank, profile, there we go, my profile, we are Mastery Rank 8, and we're at the bottom of it. We have 34,000 to go. We're going to get some of that from the weapons we just built. We're going to get some of that from doing our Railjack. We may not get all of that until we get our new Warframes and weapons, but I'm hoping we'll be at least Mastery Rank 9 by Monday, and then our goal is to have enough stuff in the queue to bring us to Mastery Rank 10 next Friday. So that's the goal, and that's where we're going. All right, so we're marked for death by Stalker, which is not unusual. And we're probably going to be marked for death even more. Now, one of those Warframes that we want to add into the queue is Mirage. In order to do Mirage, we have to finish unlocking Sedna. Okay, in order to finish unlocking Sedna, we have to do our Railjack. So we have to build our Railjack. The other one that we're likely to unlock, that want to build, there's two actually more that we want to build. One of them requires us to go do a quest. Let me go to the quests section. Sorry. One of them requires us to do a quest called the Silver Grove, which is a Warframe quest. All we need to do to start that is talk to the Amarin in the new Luca room in any relay, and that will start that quest for us. Titania is a speed pixie. She literally goes through missions faster than anything else out there for certain types of missions. Even faster than Wukong, although unlike Wukong, Titania is not immune to things, but she flies very easily, and if you mod her up properly, she can fly for the entire mission, which is really good if you can do that. Now, the third Warframe, so we've been looking at Mirage, we're looking at Titania. The third one we're going to probably get is over here on Earth itself. We could actually start farming him now.
Now we finish this business once and for all.
Vihek is an assassination target. He's actually a pretty tough one. You want to have certain types of elemental damage on your weapon in order to do that, and a good primary weapon because he flies around. Okay, the Soma might do that for us when we actually start leveling it up, which we will do after we build our Railjack. Actually, maybe I'll get it before. That might not be a bad idea. on my main account, I waited out until I was master rank 10 to get Hydron, and used my Archiplasmor, which I'm going to be very much looking forward to once we get into there. Master rank 10 has some great primary weapons. Actually has quite a few great primary weapons that literally blow away everything before master rank 10. But there's not much that's beating our Broken War until we get to either master rank 10 or until we get to the sacrifice quest where you get the paracesis. Well, you don't get it. You can start building it. It's expensive, very expensive to build, but it's worth it. But right now we are going to focus on quests. Now, if you look up here, here's our quest list. We have several quests available to us right now. We could jump into any of these quests if we wanted to. Okay, I'm doing things in a very particular order. Yes, I know the Deviri Paradox gives us alternate ways of getting Warframes, including ones that we can't get right now otherwise, and weapons, and has a lot of useful information, but I'm going to save that until about the time that I do the sacrifice. The Deadlock Protocol will be something that I do probably tomorrow, because we do want the Zorus weapon that comes with it. But right now we're going to do Rising Tide. We're going to set it as the active quest and...
Online. Crew. Dax. My crew is gone. Tenno. You will do. Awaiting dry dock integration.
Alright, so we have a Railjack Cephalon blueprint. Now fortunately, we have been doing a lot of looting. Remember I've said from the very beginning of this stream, loot, 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 loot. You must loot everything. Because we've done a lot of looting, we have the stuff that we need to build the Railjack Cephalon blueprint right off the bat. And we are going to do that. It won't take us long. Okay, so if we go to here, we need to look for assuming I can type the Railjack Cephalon. It takes no minutes and 5,000 credits. Fortunately, we have it. We're going to probably have to get more credits, but we see there's a good chance we're going to get them during this quest. The ones that we need. If not, we'll go back to Gabby. So we claim our Railjack Cephalon. And we have to install Cephalon Psi in a dry dock. Now, because we are a member of a clan, we can use the clan's dry dock, assuming it is built. If you are not a member of a clan, or if you are a member of a clan that does not have a dry dock built, you can go to any relay except Maru's relay. Okay, because there's a dry dock in each one of those. The only problem I have with that is there's often so many other people in the dry dock that it becomes really hard to find the actual console to interact with. So we're going to go to our dojo. Welcome back to Don't Smoke Vestin Moss. I love Don't Smoke Vestin Moss. I love the name of it. It is a good public safety warning. I highly approve. I told them when I started this thing and made the request to join them that I was going to be streaming everything I did, including all the visits to the dojo. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. Wow, I didn't even see that before. Okay, they have done so much great stuff here. Okay, I'm not certain I like that particular thing, but notice it's giving us a path. It's rare that it gives you a path through a dojo, but we're on a quest. I don't even think we're going to see any other people here. We might. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going into through room after room after room. They built a lot of stuff in here. I haven't been really navigating through the rooms. There we go, and they even have a sign saying dry dock. All right. So welcome to Don't Smoke Veston Moss's dry dock, which looks a lot prettier than most dry docks because they have nice colors. I like their color scheme too. So this console is where we go. We install Cephalon Psi.
I am Cephalon Psi. You will refer to me as such. The sentient threat has learned from past defeat, reforming, rebuilding. We must rebuild to contain that threat. We will reconstruct an old war-era Sigma Series Railjack. A Railjack requires a viable command Cephalon. I am not a viable command Cephalon. I will identify a viable replacement. But first, recover the wreckage. Then, assembly. Return to your orbiter. Railjacks died with the Orokin. Only wreckage remains. I have identified faint void drive traces on the surface of Mars. Investigate, recover, rebuild.
Okay, he told us to return to our orbiter, but we don't have to. We know where we're going. We're going to Mars. And if your dojo has a navigation area, which is your observatory, you can go to it and go straight to the mission. Okay? I think, good God. Oh, there it is. Recover the Railjack's fuselage. It's the Kuva fortress must be near Mars, which is why you see all of these Kuva siphon missions on Mars. Okay, but this is not one of them. All right, we're gonna do this in Rhino. I might switch to Frost later on, just because part of it is a defensive thing. Actually, you know, I think I'm gonna go to my arsenal now. If you notice, every observatory, this is the observatory. It's this big area. It's mainly used for gathering people. You can wait here and kneel and contemplate the stars. But there's also, once you have your observatory, you will also have an arsenal, which lets you go in and change loadouts very quickly. Without having to go all the way back to your orbiter. Wukong is not appropriate for this one, the one who's the most appropriate, because most of these missions involve going to a spot, putting an interface for Cephalon Psi to analyze the equipment, and then defending the area until it is done. And so Frost is a much better choice for that kind of thing. We've got him with our AOLAC and our Broken War, and we will go and start that mission. All right. So again, you come back to navigation. We're on Mars. We're going to say recover the Railjack's fuselage. And we have 7, I believe, of these missions to do. 7. And they're almost all identical, except that they get tougher as you go. Now, it's important that you have a weapon with a number of different... You have different weapons with different damage. I should check that out. Not so much in this first mission, but for the later missions, because you will be running into sentient enemies, and they can adapt if you don't kill them quickly enough.
Faint recovery.
Where is it? Oh, goodness. It's there. Okay. Now, I don't have to kill anything, but I am for one very simple reason. I want to build up my energy a bit. Oh, I see a Morphix. Now, if you notice in the distance there is this thing. This is the fuselage wreckage we're looking for. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to install that, and then I'm going to hit my 3. And now I have a snow globe around it. Now, that's not enough. Oh, I forgot. You need to stay in the objective.
Scan cannot continue until the area of operation is clear. Get on it.
Oops. This is a good workout for your aiming and your primary weapon skills. Because you want to kill these things while they're... And then we put the sec up.
Perimeter breached. Scan interrupted. We do not have time for this. Interference
Alright.
detected. Scan interrupted.
So what we need to do now is find the interference drones. They're marked. Go over and kill them quickly.
Return to objective.
Come back to it.
Confluence aggregator roasted. Something has nested in the fuel intakes. Astroframe integrity, 87%. Components, viable. Cephalon orders. Rendezvous with Tenno at extraction point.
Alright. So that's a pretty typical mission here. Now that's the easy one. They do get progressively harder as we go.
Another job well executed.
Okay. So the advantage of doing this without going back to our orbiter is when we return from this mission, we'll already be in the dojo. As soon as it loads, which is taking a bit of time. All right, so we're not in the observatory. Oh, we're in a different observatory. They have this one decorated. That's curious. So we're going to go back to our dry dock. And from here, you notice that console is still lit up. So we're going to go back to that console. And we have just...
I have not seen a Railjack in some time. I remember. Orkin outer terminus positions have fallen to the sentient armada. Our orders: behead the fleet. My crew: Sukin, Crody, Izada. There are none finer. We are family. We will stop this war in its tracks. We are the Orkin Empire's best hope. We were. There is work to be done. This fuselage requires repair.
Okay, so we need repair. Now, I am looking at what we need to repair. We're actually short on plastids. We have everything but the plastids right now. We are short on neural sensors. Actually, no, we don't. We do have 3. Okay. Of those. So we have everything but we are short 5 plastids.
Assigning resources to work crews.
Okay. But if you notice, it won't actually start until I get those last 5 plastids. We're also going to need more credits, and I bet you we need more neural sensors, because that's the only 3 we had. So, we're going to leave... actually, no, before I do that, let me look at that again real quick. If you hover over each one, you see that neural sensors are only available on Jupiter. Okay. We can find plastids on... So we're going to have to find things on different planets, and we're going to have to farm more credits for each of these missions. They're going to take longer. Hi, EM Dave 161. Yes, I'm doing good. Yes, it's going to take a bit longer for us to get this done. So let me exit, and we are going to leave the dojo and get the stuff we need. So right now our focus is plastids. Yes, it tells us to repair the fuselage. That's our goal right now. All right, so we need plastids. Okay. Since we need to do more relic stuff. That's high on our list. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to switch my loadout to Rhino. Actually, I take that back. We need to crack relics. So, relics may give us a good way of doing that. Phobos has... I haven't done an endless mission with relics yet. Phobos has a survival mission on it. And Jupiter has a meso fissure on it. Actually, both of them have meso fissures. The spy on Lith, we could use Wukong for that, but that's not what we want. Let's make sure we have any meso relics. I don't even know what relics we have. Let's look at that before I do anything. I might need to farm relics instead. We have Neo relics. We have 1 meso relic. Wow, we have quite a few Neo relics. I've been busy doing Neo stuff. And we have some Lith relics. So we only have one Meso relic. That doesn't seem to be a good place for me to go do survival. The Neo Fisher, there's a Crossfire Spy. No. And it's locked anyway on Europa. So we're just going to farm for stuff. And I'll do, we need the credits. Let me remember. Actually, is Ceres one of the ones that has plastids? No, Ceres is not. Phobos is one that has plastids. Yes, Phobos has plastids. So I'm going to do... we have Dark Sector missions here. There's a Dark Sector survival, just like Ceres has Gabby. Phobos has Zeugma. Okay, this will get us money, and it'll get us, hopefully, the plastids that we need. I am going to switch out to a different Warframe, however. So go back to that there. We're going to switch back to our Rhino loadout. Okay, and we'll set that as the current loadout. We'll exit, and then we'll go back to navigation. And again, switch to Phobos. And go to Zeugma. We need only 5 plastids for this particular run. Now I'm hoping very much that each part has different things that it needs. We'll find out.
Prepare for life support. Delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Alright, so we're close to 2 life support. We have a Frost with us, I see.
For a capsule.
Where's the new one coming in? That way, okay. It's gonna be one of those climb up here things.
Delivered another life support capsule.
Dead end room. I know where we're at. Okay. I bet you the exit's through here. Ooh, not into the lava, please. Possibly this way?
Another life support capsule is now available.
Not that way. Nor this way. Yep, dead end room. No exit this way.
The operative has just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work.
Oh, I've been definitely going the wrong
Extraction
way.
is available if you need it.
Yep, definitely going the wrong way here. This is the way I want to go. And we're out. Except that we have to wait. I've been streaming on Twitch. No, I'm not particularly interested in going and looking at other people's artwork. Or connecting to a Discord. Because I don't have Discord on for this account. If it seems dismissive of me that I'm saying that, it's because I have gotten a whole lot of people who've been asking the same sort of question, and they all look like they're basically spamming me. This stream is mainly for the purpose of the people who are actually playing Warframe who are interested in the game. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting a lot of other people instead. Alright, so we got 26,000 credits for that. We didn't get a single plastid out of that? Seriously? Oh man. That's awful. Alright, so we gotta do it again! Well, we need the money. We definitely need the money. It's one of the things high on our list. Let me confirm that plastids are, in fact, a thing that we get. Actually, the easiest way is if I go to equipment. Oh, I don't have any in my inventory. Let's find something that uses plastids. Alright, so something that uses plastids says Phobos, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, and Eris. Alright, maybe we'll do an exterminate mission instead on one of those planets. And that way we can go and, let's see, Saturn. Let's see, do I have a good Saturn exterminate that I haven't done yet? I have a sabotage. That could work. I'm not trying to do anything quick because I need to go look for, I'll go to Telesto. And actually, let's go even further out. The further out you go, the more likely. Let's go to Pluto. Because I think I have some things I haven't unlocked here. Defense, no. A rescue, no. Eris is unlocked, though. Do I have a good... I have Estrus. I do need to do the infested salvage mission. I hate doing that one. Rescue, mobile defense. Issos is a capture. Niglar is a hive. No, we'll go back to Saturn. Saturn. You can always look over here. This is the resource extractor interface. If you have the Nightwave status up here, you can go to say resource drones. You can see the resource status thing. Yes, as I know, you want my Discord username. I don't have one, sorry. They have you can see the rare resources that are here. You can deploy resource extractors here once you've unlocked every node on the planet. Resource extractor blueprints are available in the market, and they will automatically get stuff for you. So once we get this fully unlocked, I'm probably going to start deploying some resource extractors. So here we go. I'm going to do Telesto. Where am I? Oh, we're doing an exterminate. So, but because we're doing an exterminate, I am looking for resources more importantly than... Where is that? Oh, that's up here. I know where we're at. It's in here. I am less interested in killing the people as I am into finding all the stuff. Now there is, right up here, a place that has containers. Still haven't found the stuff that I'm looking for, though. I'm looking for plastids. Okay, everybody's over there. So I'm going to go over to here. And there are some containers up here. Oh, there's some plastids. Yay! We found what we were looking for. Only 16 of them. We might need more. That's got to be down there. Yes, it is. Somebody might be hunting us. It's hard to say.
Watch yourself. Grenier are on the way.
Alright, this is where they started. Yeah, we came in after the fact. They've been killing things. There's another container. Oh, it's got to be in the parallel room. I know where that is. It's got to be over here. Okay. Alright, so we can now proceed through this in a more linear fashion.
Subject found. Significant trauma. Removing the galleon to assess Kuvalich viability.
Somewhere around there is a a potential Kuvalich in this mission. He might be for me.
Stay focused.
He might be for somebody else. But they're all pretty close to the enemies. Okay. So now we can go up here. Start trying to track them down. We got Kuva. That's because we have that guy here. They're almost through, so I might have to rush in a few seconds once I can see them finally. It's the first time I've actually seen them.
On the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Let's see, if they find extraction quickly, they need help to open a door. Okay, our extraction is this way. They did not go this way. Oh, but somebody's waiting for me now. Now, I mean, we could rush to get to extraction, but the fact is we're not going to get there within the time that they're waiting. And we're gonna be out of this mission in 30 seconds anyway, so I'm gonna finish just looting what I can. Maybe I'll find more plastids. Nope, but I did find something to scan. Five, four. Oop. There we go.
Mission complete.
We're out.
Excellent work, Tenno.
We got 179 plastids, so that works for me. All right. So now we can go back to our dojo. Go back to Don't Smoke Vestin Moss. Navigate to the dry dock. Go to the appropriate console without falling off the edge. And contribute the remaining 5 plastids that we needed. Okay, we contribute and say, okay.
Fabrication commencing.
Once it's fully funded, it's only going to take 1 minute. Oh, there's another spammer trying to get me to get viewers. I do seem to be, most of my my chat messages seem to be coming from people spamming because they don't realize that this is more streaming for my benefit so that I can take these stream recordings later and turn them into videos. But if people are actually watching this later, what I'm referring to is there are people who pop in the chat. There's 2 patterns. One of them is saying best viewers and has some looks like a Russian URL. And the other type usually comes in with a name that is clearly made up because it's 2 first names and a number.
Propulsion section located. Earth's forests. Beware of hostiles.
And then they come along and they say that we're interested in art. We'd like to share art. There's a couple of messages back and forth. I think it's AI driven. And then they try and get you to hook up to their Discord username, and you want to share. They want to wave from you. They get a Discord name from you. And I've been getting so many of those that I have no patience for it anymore. It makes me grumpy. And I am the grumpy old Warframe. So, our Railjack fuselage is repaired. We're going on to the next mission. We go to navigation. Okay. And this one is on Earth. And you got to find the one that says recover the propulsion system. And we do that one. Oh, and I'm doing it with Rhino again. I should switch to Frost, like I keep saying. Rhino, I did this all on my secondary account with a Rhino that has pretty much the same build, but not even as good a weapon. So it's doable. It's definitely doable. Broken War is pretty much all the weapon you need at this point in the game. Later, not so much.
Void contamination points to bleed out from Railjack catalytic artery. Locate and assess.
Our job is just to get to the piece we're looking for and start that defense part up and then keep things clear. Now and this is the worst one. I remember this one. Because you've got this branch in the way, it makes it really hard to see what's here or on the other side of the tree. There we go, like that. You got to go all the way around all the time to clear out the perimeter. Now notice, if the perimeter is breached, the scan progress goes down, stops. It does not progress. If you leave the perimeter, the scan progress goes down. So that's really the only thing you're doing here, is you're just trying to keep the scan progress going up. Okay. By keeping people out of the circle. And while the fastest way to do that is to step out of the circle sometimes.
Cannot continue until the area of operation is clear. Get on it.
We're working on it.
Drones have established
Okay.
an opening field. Eliminate them to resume scan.
This is our sentience again. These are just the basic drones. Later missions, we will have actual sentience coming at us.
Scan interrupted. Maintain proximity to objective.
And the more he's interrupted, the longer this goes, the more
Interference drones detected. Scan interrupted.
sometimes these interference drones can appear pretty far away. Oh, there we go. That's the way to do this.
Scan cannot continue until the area of operation is clear. Get on it.
Now we will run out of ammo quickly with this, doing it that way. Now, we are getting little bits of progress every time we go. Yeah, shut up, we know. We're...
Perimeter breached. Scan interrupted. We do not have time for this. Orgone accumulator blown. Etheric condenser vaporized. Viable.
Alright. Now all we're doing is getting out of here. Have I mentioned these get harder with each one?
Another job well executed.
And we got some credits. Good, because we're going to need them. And we wait for it to finish loading. Us back into the dojo. We hit his exit. And go back to the dry dock. And again, go over here to where the actual stuff is.
Void engines. Void engines. Zada dances our ship through forward lines. Crody identifies and prioritizes targets. Sukin's turrets track and terminate. Our reputation is earned. Our objective, a Turaga-class worm ship. Zada plots an arc. We accelerate. Ancient history. The dead have no needs. The living require that propulsion system. Fabrication and restoration commencing.
And you can see we had all the stuff we needed for this set. So that's good. We don't have to do any farming to build this part. We can move on to the next part right away. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go back to my arsenal because I don't need to be there for it. And I'm going to switch back to my frost loadout. And then I can go back to the dry dock. And it's telling me to exit, but if I look at my communication inbox...
Propulsion restoration complete. Void breach residue identified on Lua. Probable nacelle location. Recover if viable.
Alright, our next mission is on Lua. Alright, and that is over here. Recover the port nacelle. And now I'm in my frost. There's an odd pause there.
Railjack nacelle nearby. Locate and assess.
Alright, just like the previous missions, we go run to the target. We kind of ignore everything on the way. As tempting as it would be to loot. That's upstairs. Oh, seriously? And this is my even less favorite space to defend, because things can come in all directions. Alright, so we have a snow globe up. It does not cover the whole circle, notice? Not even close. What I'm going to do is jump and hit 3. And put the snow globe down here. So now we've covered both areas of things. We'll slow them down a bit. Clear hostiles from perimeter. We're doing that. Alright. Drone interference. Oh, let's see there.
Return to objective. Scan interrupted. Maintain proximity to objective. Perimeter breached. Clear them out to resume scan.
Up. You know, we've got too many things down here. Let's put that snow globe back up here.
Scan baffled by interference drones. Destroy them. Back to work. Let us get this over with.
We still have some hostile down here. And we're progressing again. Yay.
Perimeter breached. Scan interrupted. We do not have time for this.
Oh, see, there's a real sentient.
Have developed immunity to your attacks. Try something different.
Interference drones. We have work to do.
One down. Two down. There's I think 4 in this wave, maybe 3.
Drones down. Back to scan interrupted. Hold perimeter. Viable. Tagging for retrieval.
Okay, and we're out of here. Yeah, Frost definitely made that one a lot easier. That was harder with just a Rhino when I did it the last time.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Notice we got 2 intact sentient cores out of that. That's going to become important very soon. Probably tomorrow sometime. Although it could be Monday. More likely Monday now that I think about it. Okay, so we hit exit. We return to the dry dock. You sensing the pattern here yet? This is not my favorite quest because it's so repetitive.
Zara plots a data-gathering lab around the worm ship. Sukin targets exposed launch orifices. Power redirects to the Tunguska capacitor. With a pull of the trigger, we will end this. The moment arrives. The moment arrives. Tenno, my precepts. I am not a viable command cephalon. I will continue my search. Continue repairs.
All right, so he's got PTSD. I don't like it. I'm not really making fun of that. I have had friends who had PTSD. I understand the how that affects them. But yeah, if you go to war, bad things happen. So I can't really blame Cephalon's size behavior because he really does have PTSD. All right, well, that went darker than I wanted to talk about. So let's go to something else. We are almost done with this. As soon as that's done, we had the parts again, thank goodness, because we've been looting like mad. And now we need to go back to our mail, not to our orbiter. He keeps telling you to go back to your orbiter, but that's just so that it triggers the mail.
She is coming together. Next site, Venus.
All right, Venus. Actually, I could have just gone to navigation directly from there. We come to there, we go to Venus, to cover the starboard nacelle. Lather, rinse, repeat. Like I did say, however, they have made this so much more early game friendly. When Railjack first came out, it took days to build, a lot more resources. I think I was looking for something like 20 tellurium just to build the Cephalon Psi. Something like that. There was something ridiculously hard to get in terms of resources.
Cell located. You need this.
So now it's, because it's so needed in later areas, even though it's never become a really hugely popular mode, Railjack is kind of needed for certain quests, and to get certain stuff. We're going down here. Now, so far this looks like a regular Venus tile set. And it is. They did actually fit it into a regular Venus tile set. But they stuck it into, in my opinion, one of the most annoying tiles in the tile set, which is here. Okay, but it is actually much more defensible than some other of the sites, because, oh look, the only way across is here. Alright, so now we've got to go wander around finding these interference stones. There's one. And there's another one coming over here.
Back to work. Let us get this over with.
This is a much easier tile to defend than the others. Now, there will be some sentients that pop out in a second.
Interference drones. Destroy them.
One down. Aha! Alright, so there's an actual sentient, as opposed to just a drone. And then the other one's hiding in here somewhere. There's two of them, I think, in here. Nope. Only one. Oh, there it is. Now, I'm not making a huge deal out about these sentient enemies, because I have modded my Broken War with multiple elemental things. More drones. Third round of drones in this. And more sentients. You really do want to take them out as fast as you can. And before they can do that, I gotta get out of his thing. Let my shielding come back up. Okay. Alright. Yeah, you can see he did a very good job of nearly killing me there. That sentient. Because he got used to what I was doing with the primary weapon. I could have switched this. I should have...
Interrupted. Maintain proximity to objective.
I'll have to check and make sure all three of my weapons... Yes.
Fine. Cephalon Ortis has been signaled. Proceed to extraction.
And we extract.
Another job well executed.
And 2 more intact sentient cores. There's a reason we're doing this first of the things that I want to get done this weekend, and one of them is we will get several more of these intact sentient cores. We do want a number of them if we can. Okay. So we come in here, we go to our dry dock. We come back over here.
Precepts. Complete the mission. Preserve the crew. Tunguska capacitor charged. Sukin pulls the trigger. Nothing happens. Zada reports engines offline. Shields offline. Weapons offline. Personal lights flash on as the first missiles hit. I watch as Sukin, along with his gunnery chair, is sucked into the infinite. I watch as the port nacelle detonates. We are spinning. Zada calls for assistance. I am silent. Proteus attempts to save our engines proves fatal. I watch as he is engulfed in flame. Zada is alone at the helm. She beholds the distant flash of torpedo tubes. She says my name. The viewplate blossoms. She ceases to exist. Commencing restoration. You will be contacted upon completion.
And we have completed it already. So if we go to our communication, our inbox, he's going to tell us our next spot.
Board nacelle reinforced. Soon, cognitive geometries will self-assemble. She will live. But not yet. Transferring tail section data to your orbiter.
Alright, so I'm going to go and quickly check out. Oops, sorry, that's actually not what I wanted to do. I wanted to come over here to our arsenal. And let's see, our AOLAC is currently radiation and viral. I'm going to switch out the Kanai for the new core to give us a secondary, which we can put something else on. Now that is also radiation and viral, okay? But we can more easily switch our AOLAC to something different. So instead of radiation and viral, we'll swap out the order of the cryo-rounds in the Storebringer here. And instead it will be corrosive and blast. Okay, so that's the key when fighting sentience, is you want to have multiple different types of damage. So I have now corrosive and blast there. I have radiation and viral here. So on Broken War, if I can, let's see, I've got magnetic and gas on Broken War, so that's perfect. I have all 6 types of damage, elemental damage, on the 3 different weapons. So now if one of those weapons, they adapt to it, I can use any of the other weapons and it should work. Okay? So that's where we're going. And Frost himself does cold. So that's another type of damage. I have to remember that. He has some direct attacks he can use. All right, so go to navigation. We're now on Sedna. Okay, so we haven't even unlocked Sedna, but this one is on Sedna. Okay, and you notice it's multiple nodes into Sedna. All right, so it's not even going to help us in getting to the void later, which we want to do. So we're going to go to recover the tail section on Sedna. I think I remember this one as well as being an annoying location. They seem to have put these points in one of the harder to protect against areas that you could get. If only I had my increased range, I could have more a larger frost bubble. That would be nice. But it's not big enough to cover the whole area.
High probability of Railjack tail section nearby. Clear out hostiles and mark for retrieval.
I remember getting to this part and saying, "Ooh, Railjack tail section. We're almost done. This is the last one." No, there's two more. I think there's two more. Yeah, I want to get over there. All right. Not my absolute favorite of the maps to get through. Oh, wow, I did not know I could even do that. And apparently you really can't, because even though... Why can't I go through there? I'm locked down. Something locked us down. I have to find the thing to unlock it. Why couldn't I find the thing to unlock it? It should be right here. Is it up here? Okay, this is weird. I am not finding any sign of an alert that would have locked us down. Alright, let me go back over there. We've literally killed everything on this tile. This door should not be locked. Oh, I didn't even see that there were... Right, where am I going to get out of here? I'm going this way. Oh yes, the conveyor belt. Hey, stop shooting at me with that thing. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the tile. Well, let's get rid of this Eximus before we start. And what we're looking for is right here. Alright.
cannot continue until the area of operation
As you can see, my frost globe is not nearly big enough for this. But it is a refuge that will keep me alive if I need it. Oh, why am I... Alright, alright.
drones have established a dampening field. Eliminate them to resume scan.
Oh, there's one right here. There.
Drones down. Back to it.
Back into here, just long enough to cure up a little bit.
Perimeter breach. Scan interrupted. We do not have time for this. Scan interrupted. Maintain proximity to objective. Scan baffled by interference drones. Destroy them.
Alright, this one's going to include the sentience. Somewhere around here. Oh, speaking of a sentient, I just saw one, didn't I? Maybe I didn't.
Return to objective.
Oh, why am I using my taxon with him?
Clear them out. Resume scan.
Oh, I see.
Interference drones. We have work to do.
Alright, you.
Sentient fighters can adapt to your attacks. Hit them with something else.
Yes, they can. Assuming I can survive long enough to do that. There we go. That takes care of another one of those. Oh, God. Have I mentioned that the sentients are tough? All right. I still got one more over here.
Back to work. Let us get this over with.
I agree. Let us get it over with.
Perimeter breached. Scan interrupted. We do not have time for this. Maintain defense. Hold position.
Here's another one of those. Two, three. Code 7.
Coastal stabilizers. Salvageable.
And we are done.
Marking for recovery.
Oops. Alright, where the heck is the exit for here? It's above. I have to go up. There we go. I remember this room being annoying too. All right.
Mission complete.
Oof.
Excellent work, Tenno.
6:18 p.m. As soon as I finish this quest and we have our Railjack completed and we do our initial mission on it, which Cephalon Sai is going to guide us on, we will. I'm going to take a break, and I'll resume in about an hour and a half after that. But we will hopefully have had our Railjack completed at that point. All right, so we go back to dry dock, and we come back over here.
Railjack. Sigma series. Top of the line. Crew. 4,890 confirmed kills. Complete the mission. Preserve the crew. 13 system-wide errors. There were no errors. There was only me following my orders. In her final moment, I think Zara knew that. Precepts. Complete the mission. Preserve the crew. To complete the mission, the crew must die. To preserve the crew is to fail the mission. The crew exists to complete the mission. Therefore, I completed the mission. Why was I given those orders? Well done. Work continues apace.
Ooh. Okay, so we are short credits. We need more credits, but that's all we need for this zone. So I'm gonna do one more Gabby run. I'll do it with Frost. Just because I don't want to bother spending the time. We'll do another Gabby run. We don't need any other resources. We just need money. Early on, money is usually not a problem, but we are rushing through a lot of stuff. Now, once we finish this, we'll get a decent amount of money from unlocking Sedna. and then we'll immediately use that money to go to Barracuda.
Distract the infested while a lone Tenno operative hunts for supplies. Set off the alarms to start.
What a
Steady
breach.
stream of toxic spores is
I like that
coming from
mod.
the area. Hold on. Emergency life support is inbound.
We're only going 5 minutes for this one.
Look for personal life support nodules dropped by fallen enemies.
I'm gonna come over here, I'll throw up a globe, and then I'll shoot things. As you see, our Railjack does a pretty good job against them. Our secondary weapon, which is the new core, is okay too. Kind of dissolves them. Doesn't have much range though, if you see. It kind of falls off as you go, but it leaves those nice trails of radiation behind you.
Life support incoming.
There's a second one. I'll throw him another globe. I really don't need to use the globes here. Everybody else has wandered off somewhere else.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
You see all those numbers in white down there? That is affinity that we are getting. Now I'm just going to run down here and collect all this stuff that they just probably undid. Hi, Eximus. Yeah, they didn't even really do much down here. I don't know what they were going after. They might be looking for organ cells for all I know.
Life support on the way.
That is one advantage of using Gabby here, this particular mission, to farm credits. We are pretty solid for organ cells. A lot of people find that they're hard to get, but this is one of the best places to get them.
Delivered another life support capsule.
Oh, there's where the exit is. When we need it, we know where to go. There is something down here. Oh, there's something below here. There's This is where we came in. There's something below. That kind of suggests that this leads somewhere. Yes.
Additional life support has arrived.
There's a lot of stuff this way. I don't really want to stay this way because we're about ready to extract.
The operative has just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work. Extraction is available if you need it.
And I'm ready to extract. That should get us plenty of money to finish this. Now, Railjack itself, if I've been told, because I haven't done a huge amount of it until recently, that it is a good way to get credits, especially when you get into the void storms. There's also items we can get from it that are useful. So I'll be showing you that later. And there we go.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Got 44,000 credits for that. And a new mod. All right, so we come in here. We go back to the dry dock and finish repairing the tail section. With the credits that I was missing. Contribute, please. Thank you.
Commencing restoration. You will be contacted upon completion.
And we wait a minute. I am not certain why it's the colors that it is, to be honest. Those are not the default colors. But they do match the colors of the dojo. So that might be why they're that color. That's a little weird. Okay, so we go up here, we go to communication, we go to inbox, we find out.
A viable command cephalon. You understand why I am non-viable. Replacement cephalon not yet located. A solution must exist. I will find it. Final component marked.
Okay, we've got one more component to get. Okay, and build and repair. And then we have to figure out what to do about a a cephalon. However, it's not quite true that there's only one more component. So this one is on. It did say Sedna, but it's putting us in Europa. Okay. All right. So no idea why he says Sedna in that one. I have noticed that before. I have recently, between the secondary account I started in September to relearn the game, my primary account, my main account, which I then later did a Railjack on, and this is the third time I've done this in the last 2 months. So I'm actually very familiar with how this quest works. But he is going to send us after one more thing once the Railjack proper is built. At least that one is not a defensive mission. Thank goodness.
Cowling identified. Visual verification required. Move in.
This is not the toughest thing to keep clear, but there will be more sentience here than anywhere else. And we could be taken out a couple of times. I might have wanted to switch to Rhino. If I fail this mission, that's what I'm going to do. But I think Frost can handle it. Now, if I had Hydron already, I probably should have gotten Hydron before I did this. But Hydron's a bit tougher than Frost is. Where the heck is it? Oh, it's through here, that's right. Alright, here we go. We're gonna go here. We're gonna hit our 3.
We do not have time for this.
Oh, wait. We are using up ammo like mad.
Maintain defense. Hold position. Perimeter reached. Clear them out to resume scan.
We're only at 24%, which is terrible.
Scan baffled by interference.
Oh man, this one is way down here somewhere. One down.
Back to work. Let us get this over with.
Sentient fighters can adapt to your attacks. Hit them with something else.
Scan interrupted. Maintain proximity to objective. Scan cannot continue until the area of operation is clear. Get on it.
Okay, so most things seem to be coming in from this side. We're going to put another one here. I'm going to really kind of bubble this up to cover our areas better.
Interference drones. We have work to do.
That's one. Oh, hi.
Return to objective.
And we're counting again. Yay.
Read. Clear them out to resume scan. Interference drones detected. Scan interrupted.
Another set of interference drones. All of them far away. One more of those.
Drones down. Back to it. Structural integrity.
We did it. Alrighty.
For recovery. Cephalon orders. Time for pickup.
And there we go.
Great. Excellent work, Tenno.
The last of those defense missions. Thank goodness. And the next mission once we get to it, is more of a salvage mission. That one is you go in, you need to find a specific part. You do not need to have a frost for that one. I'm going to switch back to my Rhino once we get in here. All right. Okay, so we go back to our dry dock. Oh, and somebody else is here.
All known cephalons surveyed. None conform to tactical parameters. None possess necessary astrogation poetics. None possess a comprehensive warfighting database. Viable cephalons, nil. This will take some time.
As I said, back when this first got started, each one of these pieces took a day to build. A whole day. Now they only take 1 minute, so you can get a Railjack in approximately. We started this about 2 hours ago, so we're right about where I wanted to be in time wise. We have one more non-Railjack mission left. I believe. Okay, so in our email, at this point,
Work crews report tools down. Railjack structure complete. Structure reinforcement complete. Systems restoration complete. Your presence is required on the dry dock.
well, isn't that convenient? We're already here because we never left. Finish repairs. I am going to definitely change the color scheme when I'm done. I mean, yes, it's...
All records of my mission have been purged from the weave. Why, I do not know. I had a crew. I must accept sole responsibility for their deaths. Conclusion, I am non-viable. But I am the only Railjack compatible cephalon. The sentients have almost rebuilt. Conclusion, I am, under the circumstances, a viable command cephalon. If you will have me.
Mike, there we go. Okay, so we have to integrate Cephalon Psi. That's easy.
Understood. I will begin the process of integrating myself with the ship's systems. This may take some time. Commencing. You may now enter your Railjack.
Okay, before we enter our Railjack, I'm going to go to our loadout, our arsenal, and configure and switch back to our Rhino. Set it as my current loadout. Okay. Go back to the dry dock. To enter your Railjack, aside from just selecting a mission in... Oops, no, I went too far. You can go down to these little pads down here. And when you're standing on them... oh. Why won't it let me enter my Railjack now? I might have to reload my dry dock. I don't have a quest marker for this part. Okay. usually when you get to here, you have an enter Railjack. Okay. Is there a thing on here? Nope, that console is not available. And neither are these. Okay, I might have to go back to my orbiter. This may be one of the only times I have to go back to my orbiter. Ah, to get the mission complete.
Updated with a new quest.
Okay.
Messages in your inbox, operator.
We maggots live not long. We hope more life, work, kill. Maybe Queens notice. Maybe they share the old blood. We are maggots, but eventually, even maggots can fly.
Okay, so what that is having unlocked Railjack and built our Railjack, we have now unlocked what's known as the Kuva Lich thing. And we've seen a couple of these pop up in other missions that you could get a Kuva Lich, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's actually going to be done here. We will eventually get to the point where we want to do a Kuva Lich, and it's a complicated thing. It's a new thing relative to the game. So my main account is still dealing with his first Kuva Lich. It's not a quick process. So when that is done, I will probably go through that whole thing here because it needs to be done. All right, so Cephalon Psi is saying this Railjack is spaceworthy. Okay, we're for you to build it. It gives us a quest that we can now do. Okay, what it does not do, if we go back to our Railjack, okay, which we have to go to our dojo. Unless they just changed this, which is quite possible. But there was a mission here that required us, the first time we enter our Railjack, to do something special. So we're going to come in here. We're going to go to the dry dock. Okay, I'll tell you, visit your dry dock often to manage your Railjack. There are things to manage here. We've come to the management page. Amongst a lot of things that you can do is you can upgrade your Railjack. You can give it better shields, better engines, better plating, better reactors. You want to do this when you can. We can give it better armaments. We can give it better guns and a main gun. There's a main gun that is used in some things. We have no mods currently. The Plexus is what allows us to use the mod selection with any Railjack. Okay, so if the mods that we have apply to us when we're in a Railjack mission. Okay, Aura mods affect the whole squad. Integrated mods apply to you on any Railjack. Battle mods determine the Railjack abilities you can use. Tactical mods determine the Railjack abilities you can use in the tactical menu. Okay, we have nothing. We have no mods at all. The only way to get mods for Railjack is to do Railjack missions. Intrinsics are earned from getting affinity in Railjack missions. Intrinsics are kind of your equivalent to ranking things up, except that you get points instead of intrinsic points instead of rank, and then you can use your points to upgrade these 5 categories, and they cost more for each rank. There are 10 ranks in each one. Early on, we're only going to get a few, and I'll go through that later too when we start doing missions. You can have crew if you have the command skill. You can hire crew. We're going to do that because that's really important for being able to survive early Railjack missions. And you can change the colors and the skin of your Railjack. You can do all kinds of stuff, the usual customization stuff. I am going to actually go and quickly go. We're going to make it a dark blue, or as best as we can, because we don't have any palettes right now, and I like a kind of a goldish tint to it. All right. So that's our current color scheme. We'll get better colors later. Okay. So right now we can't do much here. This is our Railjack thing. Now we have a quest marker. Now that we've gone to the orbiter and come back, we have the quest marker that leads us into the Railjack for the first time. We come down here, and it says board Railjack, and we jump into the Railjack.
Welcome to the Railjack, a living thing, a home, and a weapon. Your home, your weapon. Aboard this vessel, we work before we play. All systems integrated. Reactor still offline. This ship needs power. I search for what is missing. The harder I look, the less I see. Tenno, be my eyes.
So we have to go in here and see that we need one more piece. Okay, this is the reliquary. It is the source of power for this thing. It is based on the void, and remember the little guy we ran into before who keeps laughing at us from inside our orbiter? Guess what?
Resides, my mind is dissonance. All I know is Lua. Will you go?
Yep, we go to Lua. All right, so this mission is a much easier one.
I urge Lua.
And we start a new mission. This is why I switched my loadout before I went into the Railjack, because I needed to make sure that we were using the right Warframe for this. Oh, we are running a little longer than I wanted to, but that's okay. We'll start a little later when we're done. We're going late tonight anyway. So here we go. Welcome to Lua again.
I behold nothingness. You are in the right place.
Whoa! I don't remember that falling off before. And all we do is come up here and get a void key.
Stop. Something has occurred. The periphery of absence. I felt it tremble. A desire to be filled. To be known. You hold a key. Return to the orbiter. I believe you have found my answer.
Alright, so all we have to do now is win against these. All these sentients that are going to be attacking us on the way out. And there are going to be a few of them. Like this one.
The sentient has adapted to your damage. Surprise them with something new.
Oh, I didn't switch to the nuke ore. I'll have to stand up here and swing at him. We're going this way now. Wait. Not this way, the other way.
We are close to resolution. I can feel it.
And we're out.
Another job.
Simple and easy compared to the other ones. And we got the reliquary key. Okay, so we're back on our Railjack. No, we're back in our dojo, sorry. We go back to the dry dock. We exit that. We go back into the Railjack proper. Most of which is missing. Don't ask me why, I can't see it right here. Okay, but it is there.
Take what you have found to that which I cannot find. The negative will be proven. My end shall be at an end. Begin our beginning.
Alright, so this is going to be a little bit of a lore thing again.
Something moves. An infinite zero. Impossible. Perception failure. Recalibrating.
So that was our doppelganger that we've spotted occasionally on our ship, on our orbiter. Now here, and it has something to do with the reliquary drive. There's a vacant. That's weird.
Paradox. You behold an absence. Describe it.
Okay, so the reliquary drive is vacant. Don't ask me what that means. More lore stuff. Probably lore stuff that relates to all of the lore that has been added since I left the game 6 years ago and then came back. All right, so we're back here. We are going to look around. We have a navigation. We have, and that looks like the only thing that's active right now. None of the other stations look active. We'll take the tour real quick. These are gunnery stations, this one and this one. There are two sets of guns, the ventral and the dorsal turrets. This is the pilot station, and it also controls the forward guns. This is the main gun, which is a heavy-duty gun. It needs to be charged up to fire. Okay. If it wasn't obvious, Railjacks are intended to be used by a crew of more than one person. That's the drive itself. If you come over to here and go downstairs, okay, in the cargo hold, there is this little area back here that I haven't figured out what it's used for yet. We have a way to get out of the Railjack. There's actually a couple of these in the ship. Down here we have the forge. The forge is ready, but we can't use it while we're in dry dock. Okay. The forge produces stuff that we need during a mission. In particular, if you are putting out fires or repairing the hull, you're going to use resources that have to be replenished during the mission. This is the other way to get out of the ship. This is the one I use much more often. Okay. But right now, the only thing we can do from here is navigate. We hit navigate.
Integration ongoing. You will be informed when process complete.
Really? How long does that take?
System integration ongoing. You will be informed when process complete.
Well, I guess I'll exit the Railjack at this point and return to my orbiter. I might need to do that again. Now that we have the power. Oh, because all right. In the inbox, is there something from Cephalon Psi? No, it's not. Okay, so I'm not sure why that integration is there, because it's usually instantaneous, but we'll go in and go back to the dojo. It might take an hour. I don't know. Now I'm going to show you, since we have the time, and I'm going to be here, I guess, a little bit, waiting for system integration complete. going to go back to the dry dock. Now, these things, if you click on them, you see that we only have the one part. You can get more parts. You will get some things that need to be repaired here. The key thing, though, to be aware of is that in addition to that console, there's this console. This console is where you research, as the dojo, all of the extra parts that you can get. And you will notice, thankfully, that they have researched everything. So, once we have the materials, we could, for example, if we had asteroid and carbides and cubic diodes, get a Sigma reactor Mark III. And we could get Sigma engines once we have isos and titanium and carbides. And better Sigma plating and what's the other? The shield array. So you can get all of those things. Okay? We will want to get all of those things as soon as possible. We may go around. There are better weapon upgrades. There are better different types of weapons. There's a Vort versus the Tycho Seeker and the I think we're using a I don't know what the main weapon is. The APOC. Okay, so we have the APOC right now. Okay, and there are better APOC things. You can't see the... I'm a little surprised you can't see the stat. Oh, wait. Right click lets you look at the blueprint. Okay. And not even doesn't tell you what it is. Well, that's not much use. Anyway, the APOC Mark III is better than the other ones. Okay, so you can purchase these things from the dojo. Okay, you notice that there are blueprints that can be researched. This one can be researched. This blueprint is the I don't know what it is. We can get the Mark III. We can get the Mark III of that. We can get all of these different things. Researching them, getting the different ones, fabricating them, loading them onto your ship, and seeing how they work compared to what you currently have is a lot. It's just like a Warframe in many ways. I'm not certain what this Carcinox by itself is. Is it the same as the Mark I? Nope. Maybe there are some weapons that are the Mark I is more powerful than the regular one. I don't know. Let's see, tab, fabrication. Ah, there we go. If you hit tab, you can see what it is. So here's the Carcinox. Okay. Oops. If I hover, hit tab twice, you can see that it has a 15 fire rate, low critical chance, better status chance, does toxin and puncture. The Carcinox Mark II, okay, looks like almost the same. The Mark I looks the same, but when you look at compare it to the Mark III, okay, does a lot more damage, a lot more critical chance, a lot more status. The APOC, this is what we have currently on comparatively, has a lower fire rate, okay, but has a higher critical chance and does more damage to start. So I'm not certain I want to do this, except that this produces toxin, as opposed to this, which is just a puncture type thing. If you look at the type of damage on this, it does toxin in addition to the puncture. The Cryptophon does cold damage. It's used to basically freeze them, ships. The Galvark does fire damage, it looks like. Yes, heat damage. Okay. So there's different uses for each of these. You will probably want a mix of weapons on your ship. You will probably want better weapons. Now look at this Lathe Mark III. The Lathe Mark III is doing impact, slash, and projectile, and it does a lot more because it's got an 8 multi-shot, even though it's got only a fire rate of 2.5. Still, a fire rate of 2.5 times 8 is 20 compared to the 15 most other things do. The Melody, I don't know what that is. This is a missile launcher, okay? But it's a slow shoot, okay? You fire off 12 missiles, all right, at things, and when they hit, it explodes and might have a high critical chance. The Fodor is, so there's a whole lot of different things you can do here. We have the engines. There are, in addition to what we see here, there are other types of things that you can loot and get and then use that might be better, but you usually have to repair it first. So most of these are weapons. If you look at this, it doesn't really divide it by weapon or weapon type or whatever. So that's a big thing. Let's see if he can let us go on. Let's see. Did we get an email from him yet? Communication inbox. I want to actually wrap up this quest. We haven't gotten the actual wrap up of the Railjack quest yet.
Permission to board granted.
All right. Now we have it. Everything's integrated. We welcome to the Proxima regions. If we own a Railjack, we want to go to Free Flight to practice piloting and learn our Railjacks thing. Otherwise, prepare to assist the squad and work together. Okay, I am going to go to Free Flight. There is a good chance as we do this that we will get other people. And they might try and take us to a mission that will fail, probably. But because we really aren't ready for any other missions, unless we have a full crew. Knowing what you're doing, though, is key. And this is why I'm making this video, because when I first started doing this, I had no idea what I was doing. It does not teach you very well. Oh yeah, you know, I actually like those colors. If only we didn't have all the damage. We are now on a mission. So the first thing to learn about your ship is that we're going to Free Flight. There are no enemies in Free Flight. Wow. My system is really, really slow. Possibly because this is the first thing. The forge is now ready. The first thing to learn here is we could make Revelite. Okay? We don't have any resources. We need resources to craft this.
Is a combination tool. Use it to extinguish fires, seal hull breaches, and for a fast recall to the Railjack.
So if you look at your gear wheel right now, he is talking about the Omni. And we just got somebody enjoyed. The Omni is there on slot 10 as F11, but I have it bound to F12 on my system. F12 always, no matter where, what else I have on my gear wheel, works. All right. So that's our Omni. We will need that. I'm going to pilot the ship now. This is our ship. You just move forward. There are things to shoot. You can move sideways. You can move forward. You can move up. You can move down. I don't know why people are joining this squad. Alright, so that's basically the flight controls. We have terrible flight controls right now. We are doing poorly because whoa, let's stop spinning. Okay, so that's the basic flight controls. I'm just going to do this because we're just doing this mission. If you notice, he's about to go into the other things. These are the... Oh, we got somebody in the gunner. The gunners. We have gunners things. The gunners don't have control over the ship, but they can shoot at things. Just like everything else. Okay? There are two gunners. We've got a dorsal gunner and a ventral gunner. We also have the main guns. The main guns down here. Okay. You take a target. Okay, let's say I'm going to shoot at that thing. And I have to charge it. You have to hold down your mouse button and charge it. And then you can adjust your aim once you charge it a little bit. And it'll fire. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to do another one. And when you release, it's there. Now, it takes time for shots to recharge. If you notice on the left, there's that 0 out of 2. It will take time for that to finish. Okay. There is a tactical menu we can't do anything with. We have a 1, 2, and 3. We have nothing on them because we don't have any mods. Alright. So that's the basics of a Railjack. We have a lot of stuff here that we can work. We can also go out and fly in our Arkwing. We're not going to get much for this because we are literally flying around with no enemies. Okay. Now, when you want to come back, you come to one of these doors, you say enter ship. That's how it works. Alright. Now, oh my god. They want us to go to mines in Neptune Proxima. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. So they all left the squad. We are actually going to go back to the dry dock. When you are doing missions in a Railjack, the last thing you must do, always, is return to the dry dock. So you zoom out, and you say dry dock, and you go back into your dry dock. Because you will not get credit for the last mission you did until you get back into your dry dock. Now, you can start a new mission. You notice it's now saying mission complete? You can start a new mission. And once we get into the void, it'll say mission complete again. It'll say mission complete before it actually finishes the new thing. Until that happens, you get none of your earnings for that mission. So it's very, very important when you're done to return to your dry dock so that you get your mission complete. Okay. So when I come back, I'm going to leave my Railjack. Actually, going to leave the dojo at this point. When I come back, I will attempt to do my first Railjack mission, but I want to do some preparation first. We have a number of things we have to do, but we have finished building the Railjack. At this point, the Railjack mission is over. Okay. You notice it's not even in our quests anymore. It should be listed in our completed quests. We didn't get a quest complete for that, sadly. Okay. There's no reward. The reward is you finished your Railjack. It's ready to go. So when we come back, it's 7:22 now, which is later than I said. I wanted probably between 8:30 and 9 is when I will be back. We will go ahead and do a couple of things. One is we need more money. I need 50,000 to buy a pack from Barakatir, his grab bag. You always want to grab that if you can. The second thing is we need to start doing Railjack missions. If you notice, and I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to go up to Eris. We can now say, claim we have completed the quest Rising Tide. Okay? And we got a Zet Key APOC Mark 1.
Begin another mission.
Okay. Which might be a better gun. I don't know. It may be exactly the same as the one we already have, because I believe we're using APOC Mark 1s. We do have to complete one mission, and we'll get VDAR plating Mark 1. Okay. Whether it's going to be good for us, I don't know. But we have to complete the very first mission on Earth Proxima. When I did this in my main, I failed this mission 4 times before I realized you need a full crew for any mission. You must have a full crew. You must at least have somebody doing engineering. You must at least have somebody doing piloting. You must at least have somebody doing gunnery stuff. Okay. So that's 3 at least you need. If you go in and you only get one other person, or you don't get any other people, you're going to fail the mission, especially if you're in a non-upgraded Railjack, and you won't get any rewards for it. So that is why when you go to these Railjack things, it's showing you Earth Proxima. The best thing to do is not to go for the mission you want, but to join any crew. What that means is, you know, you're going to be in somebody else's Railjack, probably not much better than yours because it's Earth Proxima right now. And B, you're going to have at least 2 people on it. So that is the way to start. And then I'll show you how to go on from there. So we aren't even going to be using our Railjack. We're going to be just joining any crew to start with. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to exit the game. And I will see you again in an hour and a half or so. This is Steve, your grumpy old Warframe, signing off for a bit. And I will see you later.